Welcome to CIS 101 Microcomputer Applications offered by the University of Mobile, School of Business, and the Department of Computer Information Systems. This course examines the microcomputer, how it works, its various components, and several of the most common applications in use today. These include software such as Microsoft Word and Excel and PowerPoint and more. A large part of your grade is based upon exercises found on the publisher's website, MyITLab. Let's take a look at the MyITLab login screen. Normally you would log in to myitlab.com, which would take you to this website, and as you can see, you would sign in right here for your course. But before we can do any of that, you first have to register with MyITLab. So let's go back to our presentation. Access to this website is normally purchased with a textbook. Although for those students who buy used textbooks, it is possible to purchase an access code independently of the book. The access code that originally came with the book is a one-term use subscription and cannot be transferred with the sale of the used book. You'll see shortly how to purchase that access code separately if you have purchased a used textbook. This video will show you how to enroll in MyITLab course for your section of CIS 101. It is crucial for the student to have this access since it is impossible to succeed in this course without completing those MyITLab assignments. So let's proceed. Here is an image of the access card that comes with the textbook. It is a fold-out card, as you can see here. This was that front cover that you saw, and this is the back of the card. The really important information is found on the other side. Here you'll see a stick-on label that is covering up an access code, which we will uncover shortly to see what it is. And then on this side, you see the address that you need to go to in order to register for your MyITLab course. So the first thing we need to do is go to our web browser and input http://www.pearsoncustom.com/al/mobilemil, as you can see on this card. Let's check that out. Okay, so here we are at www.pearsoncustom.com/al/mobilemil. So as you can see, you have the opportunity at this point to purchase an access code if you need to. Two options are indicated: purchase the access code with the e-text and purchase the access code without the e-text. Now this textbook that we're using is custom made for the University of Mobile. It is composed from chapters from several of the Pearson books. I don't believe that this particular book is available in an e-text. Notice down here at the bottom it's showing you that it's Go with Office 2013 Volume 1. Well, chapters of our book have been taken from Volume 1 and Volume 2 and possibly another volume. So I don't believe you can get the e-text with this textbook. However, you can get the access code to go along with your used textbook that you have managed to buy if you found one. Okay, then we see the option here to sign in. It is possible that a student has had another course that utilizes one of Pearson's laboratories, in which case that student probably already has an ID and can log in and enroll in this course. For the purposes of this video, we're going to assume that the student has not worked with the Pearson lab in the past and needs to set up the account. So we're going to choose the register option at this link, and it'll take us to the first location in the queue, and that is to accept their license agreement. And so I'm sure that after you have read every word of this document, then you'll be ready to accept the license agreement and move on to the next step. Now the first question is, do you have a Pearson education account? For our purposes, we're going to say no. Now we can put in the login ID that we want to use whenever we log into the MyITLab account. And we can check its availability. And I see that this particular account is not available. So what we'll do is we'll just add a couple of digits to the end of that and check that availability, and we have a check mark. So that means that this is an account login ID that we can use. Now we need to put in the password that we want to use. So let's put in our password. And we notice a little message has popped up here telling us that it's an invalid password. Well, we can check this link here, see acceptable characters, and it will show us the rules for assigning a password to our account if the one that we tried did not work. So we'll make a little change to this one and see if it's, and it says it's good. So let's put it in again. And now it wants our access code. The reason that you can't use the access code that came with your used textbook is that it's only good for one term, and therefore the access code from a used book will not work a second time. That's the reason we're having to buy another access code. So we'll put in our access code. Now that we've taken the tape off of our card, or we've put in the access code that we purchased, we can now select Next and move on to the next step. Now it asks for our name. So we will input our name and our email address. And we will retype our email address. It wants to know the country of our school. It's in the United States. The zip code, 36613. The name of our school, and it lists a number of universities, including the University of Mobile, so we'll choose that. It asks us for a security question, which we will choose, and what our answer should be, and then Next. All right, well, it's accepted our login, and it's asking us to log in now. So we'll select Login Now, and then it immediately takes us to another screen. Now, I really don't know if it took the information we put in and logged us in, or if it's just taking us to another screen and we'll have to do it again later. I just really don't know at this point. But what I do know is that at this time we need to select the Enroll button. And it's going to show us the license agreement again and ask us to accept it again. And it wants to know if we've got a login account, which we do. So we'll say yes. And we'll put in our login name. And then we will click Next. Now it's asking us for the course ID for the course that we want to enroll in. So what we need to do is go back to our web browser and go to our course website, find our course. So I scroll down on our main page and I find our course ID. I will just select it, right click and copy. Now I go back to the MyITLab site and paste that code and say Next, and then we will hit Next again. It's doing something. Hit Login Now, and there we are. We have now registered for our course. It's taken us to MyITLab. Here is our course that we're registered for. We'll select that, and that takes us straight into our MyUM course, where we can then go to Course Materials and see what we have assigned to us at this point. And at this point, nothing's been assigned, but there will be something there after the first class. So there you go. Those are the steps for setting up your MyITLab account and then enrolling into our MyIT Lab course. Why don't we test our MyIT Lab link? We'll open up a new screen in our web browser, go to myitlab.com, press enter. Up comes the MyIT Lab login screen. We will choose sign in. We will select Microsoft Office 2013, and then we will put in our ID and our password and click sign in. And it worked. Takes us directly to the course where we can once again select our course and log in to see the coursework. So there you go, folks. That's how you set up your Pearson account, step 1. If you already have one, you can skip that step. Step 2, you enroll in the course. And step 3, you go to myitlab.com and begin to work. See you in class.